What's cracking, all you YouTube peeps? First video of 2018. Now, I know you've probably set resolutions. You've probably already broke them. I feel like that's what every radio station or every commercial nowadays is about, people making resolutions and then breaking it, but that's not always the case. I feel like they don't even give you a chance. Like, that's all I've been seeing lately is just memes making fun of like people who set resolutions and then break it. We're like, oh, January's trial month, February we'll start, and that's unfortunate for a lot of people. But I've had a crazy start to 2018. We've been getting a lot of snow here in Maine, and we recently got a snow apocalypse. And it was like the biggest storm. It's supposed to be like the biggest storm all year. And so, of course, my car blew up trying to get down my road. I live on a one-way in the middle of the city, so they don't plow it, and so in turn, the person that plows my building, my apartment building, wouldn't travel down the road because it wasn't plowed, and the city didn't even come and plow it until 3 o'clock the next morning. So that sucked. My car blew up, and I've been dealing with that. I've been dealing with some family stuff, and if you've been watching this channel for a little while, you know that my girlfriend and I were looking for a house, and we went and looked at another house, and we may have found the one. I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood. I don't have any fake wood in my car, but yeah, we might have found our house. It has a huge barn, and it has a basement that I could see either one of them being a gym, home gym. That's all I've ever wanted, like my entire life, is my own gym, just because I don't have to worry about people around me. I don't have to worry about waiting for stuff. I don't have to worry about like filming with people watching me and breaking privacy and all that stuff. So that is really cool. It's really exciting. So I've just been trying to wrap my head around all that stuff, and I've noticed that the resolutions I set for myself so far, in terms of like goals, have been pretty consistent. But one thing I want to mention is when you're setting resolutions, when you're setting goals for yourself, it's good to make like a list of small goals and then kind of like a list of long-term goals that you may achieve by like the end of the year or whatever. But it's nice to set small goals at first, especially at the beginning of the year when people are all hyped up about it. And when you reach, it kind of feels like when you don't reach the big milestone, more people tend to quit. So I think it's a good idea to set small goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, things like that will keep you, once you hit it, it keeps you motivated, it keeps you driven. And that kind of plays into one of the biggest things that I'm bringing to 2018 is discipline. And I know that obviously you guys know, if you're into the fitness or anything, you know that discipline is extremely important, especially when you're dieting for a show, or you're just trying to get to the gym every day, you're trying to stay on your macros, you're trying to stay on your wholesomeness, your nutritional values, and everything like that. And that's the same thing with the people who start New Year's resolutions on like the first day. There's a difference between motivated and disciplined. Disciplined is something you've kind of worked into yourself. It's kind of like something you develop over years and years of mastering your craft, doing the same thing over and over and over again. Because for me, going to the gym every day isn't that big of a deal. Like, I can do that. I stay disciplined. I stay the route. But somebody who might be starting the gym in 2018, they're just starting to go to the gym now. They're not going to have that discipline that people like who have been training for a really long time, athletes, they're not going to have that discipline to go to the gym. And just in terms of, just say this person has a goal of going to the gym, starting up the gym. Obviously, they would be disciplined in other areas, but discipline is like, it's something you really have to kind of, I feel like the last few years I've been motivated, but I haven't really been disciplined. You see what I'm saying? Like, motivation, it has its end. You can be motivated up to a certain point, but that motivation will always go away, or disappear at some point. And what that leaves you with is discipline. When you don't have motivation to rely on, when you're not motivated to go to the gym, you're not motivated to go in there and push weight, do cardio, you don't want to do any of that, then that's kind of like the generator. Like, the house is motivation, and when the house goes out, the power in the house goes out, you're relying solely on the generator. You're relying solely on discipline, solely on, what you've ingrained in your heart, your soul, and your mind. Discipline. You're disciplined to go to the gym. You've already kind of installed that quality in yourself. I'm just getting to the gym now, actually. And that's I don't want to get off topic, but my car was in the shop, and it was down for a while. So, and I like to, record my videos in here, because when I'm on my way to work in the gym, it saves me time, because I have a pretty busy day. So, but to touch back on the subject, motivation always, it has its limits. I want to say, I can be motivated to go in and do this workout right now, but halfway through this workout, I could totally just gas right out and, be like, all right, I'll only do 3 sets. I'll only do 8 reps. I'll only do, one more exercise. It's the discipline that kind of comes in and says, hey, you're supposed to do, 4 sets and 10 to 12 reps. Like, you know this, you know you can do this. You just have to kind of, you're kind of gassed out, but you kind of need like a gas tank in the back of the car, to get you the rest of the way. That's kind of like motivation and discipline. I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm saying. When the motivation runs out, you're basically running on discipline. And a lot of times when you're doing contest prep, or you're dieting, or you're just trying to lose weight in general, like for example, when you're trying to make a New Year's resolution is to lose weight, you will only get so far, and that's why a lot of people fall off. You will only get so far because you're just using the motivation, but you're not disciplined yet. And the discipline part comes with just trial and error, just doing it, even when you hate it, even when you absolutely don't want to do it. I've gone through times where, I love going to the gym. I would skip school to go to the gym, and, crazy shit like that. And then I've gone through periods where I just didn't want to go to the gym at all. I couldn't, the second I got in, I couldn't wait to leave. Every set, every exercise just felt like it took forever. You just want to get out of there. You cut workouts short. And I had a big bad habit of cutting my workout short. So that's one thing I've tried to really improve on, is getting that extra exercise, that I'm supposed to do, and not dipping out of the gym early saying, well, that's good enough. And like I said, that's what I'm trying to bring with me into 2018, is that discipline. I used to have, a lot of discipline, and like I said in my last video, I've kind of drawn away from that, and more getting into life and less about bodybuilding, and just having my eyes on the prize, which is, like I said, it's kind of like a selfish state. But I've been really trying to balance the moderation with the lifestyle. And I know, if you're watching this channel, this video for the first time, and this happens to be one of your goals, I'm not saying that you're going to gas out halfway through. I'm just saying that a lot of people, I don't know the exact percentage, but a lot of people, they end up quitting, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month in, and it's because they're motivated, they want to do it, but they haven't disciplined themselves enough to actually do it. So one of the big things that I'm bringing into 2018 is definitely discipline. And if your goals are to just start going to the gym, getting in the routine is a good way to do it. Even if you don't have anything to do, I want to say still go to the gym and, do something. Sometimes I just like to go to the gym and do, like incline walking or just a complete stretch, foam roll, the whole 9 yard session, which takes like an hour and a half anyway, just to get yourself, just to start building the building blocks of discipline. You just have to keep doing it and get into the routine of doing it. My feet are really cold, holy shit. That's another thing, it's been really cold here in Maine, still. So yeah, if that's one of your goals, guys, that's a great goal. And if you already do go to the gym and say, you're kind of losing motivation, it's a tough thing to do, especially people who have been doing it for a long time. There's negatives on both sides. Going to the gym for the first time is great because you get those newbie gains, and if you do it right from the beginning, you'll end up further ahead than us who started with no idea about nutrition or anything, because if you don't really eat right, you're kind of just spinning your wheels. So if you do it right and you get educated and you do your research and then you start going to the gym and lifting weights, and so you'll know all that beforehand. Pro tip, if you're starting with the gym, start with your diet before the gym, because your diet is going to be everything. That's another thing where another part where discipline comes into play is eating most likely a lot of the same foods, just portioned out differently. When you're bulking, you'll eat the same food, same good food, just more of it, and then less when you're cutting. And there are ways to break through plateaus. I won't get into that into this video, like, keeping it fun and keeping like 20% of your calories, kind of like fun food, just to keep you going. Obviously, yeah, you have to do that, but it takes a lot of discipline to just be like strictly whole foods. Whatever lifestyle you live, vegan, vegetarian, whatever, if you're doing a paleo diet, whatever, it takes discipline to do those things. So I recommend getting your food sorted and your calories sorted first, and then worry about going to the gym. Just like a pro tip for you guys. But yeah, going to the gym can be hard, and then there's the people who have been going to the gym for a long time, like myself. We kind of go through this gray area where like we're like going to the gym, but we're not really pushing. We're just kind of like there, going through the motions. You will go through those kind of like gray areas, but the point is there to be like, well, at least I'm in the gym, I'm doing something. It's better than nothing, and that's kind of like the discipline. That's kind of like that you're supposed to be there and blah blah blah, so you go. That might be hard for people who are just starting to go. They don't feel like going to the gym. They're like, well, I don't want to go. And then people end up falling off the wagon. But perspective, I guess you could really say it from a person who's been doing this for like 8 years now. And I've been, tracking my macros for like 5 years now. So I've got a pretty good handle on this stuff. And I can definitely tell you from experience that you will go through those points in life where it's just like, what am I doing? I'm doing something. It's kind of like you have to be set straight on the right path. Like you're kind of in the woods wandering, and you just need to be set right. Like when you go off in Mario Kart and they bring you back to the road, that happens in real life too. So keep pushing, keep going, build the blocks of discipline. Really, even when you don't want to do it, just keep doing it and keep doing it. And eventually, that hamster wheel will just go and go and go. And, when your mind or your body are giving out, one backs up the other, Your mind doesn't want to go, but your body just kind of keeps going because it's programmed to do that after you do it for a while. And then there are days where your body just can't go, and your mind's going to just be like, hey, get up, get in there. Like, let's go. So, again, perspective, from someone who's been doing this for a while, like I said. And, yeah, so big stuff coming in 2018. Hopefully, you know, everything I've applied in the gym in the years about motivation and discipline, you can transfer that. You know, hopefully I can transfer that to real life and, you know, do some great things outside the gym. It's good to set goals inside the gym as well. Even just if you write down 2018 goals in your notebook and just write down some goals you want to hit this year, and then every time you hit them, just cross them out. And that way, every time you look in your journal at the beginning of a workout, you'll see the goals right there, and you'll see the ones that you've already done, which will kind of like give you that pre-workout motivation. So that's another tip for setting goals, and then what you learn inside the gym after years and years of discipline, you can start to apply to your real life, you know. So yeah, big things coming in 2018. And like a lot of you, I got the email about the monetization thing for YouTube, and it doesn't really bother me at all. I'm not here for the money, so if YouTube, you know, if you're trying to weed us out, like, it's not gonna work. A lot of people are on here for educational purposes and really just to spread the word and spread awareness about different things. And you know, YouTube's filled with people filled with videos of people who just working out. Like, YouTube has enough of that. They have plenty of videos of people just working out. I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to connect with you guys. I want you guys to be able to relate to the things that I'm saying. So, yeah, well, I gotta go crush this workout, but you guys have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one.